Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, don't forget, we want you to find our, you can contact this show, 706-889-9700, chief@FetcherNews.com, and there are all the social media ways to find us. But don't forget, on Facebook Live, okay, immediately on Facebook Live, right after this show, find Team FYN Sports, Facebook Live. We're going to have instant replay with Dave Garner, and I'm going to I do know that, yes, there was a win. There's some kind of big soccer game down in Atlanta. I know something happened down there, and a lot of people showed up for this soccer game, and Atlanta won a championship and all this. I understand all that, okay? I'm with you. This is not the show, but I promise Dave Garner and Michael McKay will talk about soccer. I will defer to them, but stay tuned on that instant replay at 10 o'clock right after this show. Now, what we're looking at, we're going to go through my list of pictures. Some are kind of out of order. What I talk about here, if you're new to the show or you've never been around the show, is I get up at about 3:30 in the morning, and what I start looking at is the narrative that the media is going to try to play throughout the day. Now, I'm a believer in that the media has an attempt, and your life is a manipulation through all day long. There's an attempt. That's just me. There's an attempt. Every single thing you do is a manipulation all day long. There's outrage over Google and Facebook. There's jokes that if I think it, I get an ad on my phone. There is a manipulation on a daily basis in your life that takes place. And they start at 4 a.m., okay? They start at 4 a.m. That's when the news cycle drops for the course of the day. And they start working the narrative. Now, what they do is they work the narrative, all right? And then let's just say out there you're listening to old-fashioned radio and you're still tuning it in on the dial, which we don't do that anymore. I'll show my age here. You got to tune it in, hit the frequency, right? But let's just say you're listening to those old-fashioned radio stations, which some of you still do, and at the top of the hour, you get a news clip, okay? This is for anybody new to the show. This is what I really do and what I hate to say enjoy to do, but to watch this. So you get a top-of-the-hour news clip from CNN, CBS, ABC, top of the hour, ABC News, and there's a 3-minute punch put in at the bottom of the hour and the top of the hour, whatever station you listen to, NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, Fox, but somebody puts that 3 minutes together. Where that 3 minutes is developed at 4 a.m. in the morning. No joke. They start running the narrative. And then subliminally, as you're driving to work, they get that little punch here and that little punch there. Now, here's the difference in 1973 and 2018. You and I can go research for ourselves to see what the truth actually is. But that's why I start taking screenshots at 4 in the morning and 5 in the morning to show you the direction that's going to go. Now, right out of the box, CNN, let's go with number 15, okay? And the very first thing at 5 a.m., it popped right up, 5 a.m., number 15, Mueller digs in, okay? And here's the narrative, and we're going to go in order, all right? We're going to go in order for the most part. So here's number 15, Mueller digs in, okay? And that's 5 a.m. You'll be able to see down in the lower screen. And this is the narrative that'll set. So at noon today or at 10 a.m., you will have your little 3-minute blurb, okay, on the news. This is what they'll run with regardless if you're on the radio, on the internet. Now, you have pop-ups that come up on your screen on your phone. These are the little narratives that they will run throughout the day. So by the end of the day, you're not paying attention. You're going and doing your 8-hour-a-day job. You're busy. Your wife is texting you about the kids in school. You got to get home to get homework done. You have to get the kids to practice. But through the morning, as you're getting out the door and you get that 10 minutes in, okay, top of the hour, 10 minutes, all right, and then throughout the day when you get those little 3-minute shots, by the end of the day, you know, you get done, wife or significant other, whoever it may be in this damn world, okay? You say, hey, man, I guess Trump's really in trouble, right? You don't have time to check it out, but by the time the end of the day comes, the narrative is written that Trump's getting ready to resign any minute is what they would lead you to believe. But you have no idea. It's the media. I'm telling you, okay? Propaganda in the media. So at 5 a.m., here's at 5 a.m. also, number 16, okay? There's Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff, number 16, 5 a.m. And they're telling you right first thing this morning, ranking right now, Democrat, this is a ranking Democrat, is saying that Trump may be facing prison time. They're looking and they're trying to set a narrative that Trump may be indicted, arrested the day he leaves the White House. And the day he leaves the White House, who would be the next president? This guy's actually saying in an interview that Trump needs to hope there's a next president that will pardon him. Remember, like Gerald Ford did Nixon. Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon. They're trying to say Trump is in such big trouble. One, when he gets run out of the White House and he leaves, he's going to be indicted. He could go to prison. All right? Seriously, that's what this guy said in an interview. And who will be the president that will, you know, pardon him? Let's go to number 17. All right, now here is the, I think his name's Ayers. We'll get it straight. Here's John Kelly. This is the way they put the picture, okay? Trump in the middle. He's angry, right? There's Chief of Staff Kelly. And there is it Nick Ayers? Now, one of our viewers sent me an article. This was going back almost a month ago, where the ball was rolling that Nick Ayers may be Chief of Staff, okay? And I waited that out. You did not hear this on this show. I did not push Nick Ayers as Chief of Staff. And I know you guys send me articles all the time, and I appreciate it. But I did not push Nick Ayers as Chief of Staff from Georgia that is currently Mike Pence's Vice President's Chief of Staff for a reason, okay? Here's John Kelly, but look at what CNN, the frustration, the aggravation, Chief of Staff search, okay? Number 18, again, 5 a.m. in the morning. This is what they're going to do. They're going to start this narrative. Now, number 19, okay? Number 19, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. That is what CNN at 5 a.m. There's three things they're going to create here. Chaos in the White House with the Chief of Staff, okay? Trump may be indicted as a unindicted co-conspirator. He may go to jail. He may get impeached. And third, Khashoggi, which we have told you over and over, okay? I, for one, don't have time, and I'm not a foreign policy expert, and I get concerned when we get involved in hot spots around the world. But I want to ask you this question when you study, because I know this audience, you go and study, okay? Why are we backing away from Iran? Not backing away, I mean us, but why is the media backing away from the evils of Iran? Okay, the leading sponsor and funds more terrorism than anywhere in the world. Why are we backing away? Why do you never hear the media saying a negative word about Iran anymore? Go research that. Why are they going after Saudi Arabia? Why is the media, you got to ask, these are the questions when you have time to go study, because I'm not a foreign policy expert and I'm actually looking into this myself right now. Why is the media trying to separate Saudi Arabia and the United States? Now, Khashoggi is a journalist, was past tense, a journalist, okay? He was a contributor to the Washington Post, not an employee, a contributor to the Washington Post. He was a citizen of Saudi Arabia. He's not an American citizen. That's not okay to kill this journalist, but he is not a citizen of the United States. He was not an employee of the Washington Post, a contributor. He had resident status here. But what is the rest of the world saying? You do know this guy contributed to the Washington Post and wrote articles in other areas of the world, and they were published. So why, what is the rest of the world saying? They're saying this is Saudi Arabia's problem. Why is it not Saudi Arabia's problem when it comes to America? Why are we not able to say, hey, this is Saudi Arabia's problem? Now, it's nothing about killing this man and dismembering him in Istanbul, Turkey, at the consulate is okay. But why? Ask yourself why the media is trying to separate Saudi Arabia, okay, and the United States. Now they're trying to separate us. Why? To pull our support back from Yemen. Go look at the map of where Yemen is. Go look at how important that is to the world and how, if we allow Yemen to fall to Iran, what kind of problem we could have. The people in Yemen are saying, hey, America, if you don't support Saudi Arabia in this civil war, if you don't support them, okay, at least support us. If you're going to pull away from them, at least don't pull away from us. The people in Yemen are begging not to. Who are we up against? Iran. Ask all those questions of why Khashoggi, his last words is, I can't breathe. Guess what? I hate to be insensitive, but if you're getting chopped up and you're getting thrown in a box, that's probably your last damn words. I can't breathe, okay? I'm sorry, not being insensitive, but is that news? There was a point Khashoggi couldn't breathe. It usually happens right before you die. We just hear now that he said he couldn't breathe. I don't know. I get really worked up because I don't want to be insensitive, but at the same time, why is that news? I ask you, why is that news this morning? Sorry, Josh, you got a little carried away. This is just the only reason I take these kind of pictures. Number 20 is this is just Trump's. This is right, 5:01 in the morning, 5:01, right out of the box. This is a long list of the giddy and media that's coming on and enjoying it. I mean, I'm telling you, if you watch CNN and if you watch MSNBC and you watch these networks, these people are actually smiling as they report this. Oh, they're enjoying it. Russian investigation, 5:01 in the morning. Trump's new situation, implicated in a crime. Trump's been implicated in a crime. Hell, he's been implicated. We have stacks of proof that Hillary Clinton's not implicated in a crime. She committed a crime. We have what I feel is proof that how many people dropped dead around Bill and Hillary since they've been in Arkansas, okay? We still have that little situation where Vince Foster was reading in the park and got shot in the back of the head, or shot himself in the back of the head. He went like that. I'm just saying, just saying. I'm just asking the question. GOP anxiety climbs with Trump presidency under threat. How many, they're doing this on purpose to get that GOP jump over to, maybe we need to look into this a little further. Remember, it's the Republicans that gave you the special counsel. Let's go to number 21. These are just some of the things that are put up. Trump and Russia probe what we know. No. Remember, no is the affirmative, okay? No. You don't use no, okay? Remember, go back one more time to number 20. Implicated in a crime. Crime is leading you to believe, when you get those little 2 and 3 minutes snaps at the top of the hour, that a crime did happen. That Trump committed a crime. He's implicated in a crime. That's the affirmative. A crime took a GOP anxiety as Trump presidency under threat. This is what they do. So if you're just driving around there and you only got a couple minutes a day, you think a crime has taken place. Okay? Let's go to 21. Trump-Russia probe what we know after latest court filings, what we know, okay? Prosecutors Trump directly, illegally hush money payments to a woman claiming affairs. November 2015, Trump's lawyer spoke with Russian offering political synergy with campaign. Cohen lied to Congress about involvement on Trump Tower Moscow project. Okay, we know it's not against the law for a business person to say we may build a motel in your country. No laws have been broken. You cannot get a legal scholar. Okay, let's go to number 22. This is Gerard Nadler. Gerard Nadler today is the ranking Democrat member on the House Judiciary Committee. As I've told you, I have said for weeks and weeks and weeks, right? Okay? You need to know right now, especially where I'm coming from in Georgia. All right? I'm broadcasting from LJ, Georgia. In LJ, Georgia, my congressional district is Georgia 9th Congressional District. Who is the congressman of the 9th Congressional District of Georgia? U.S. Congressman Doug Collins is my congressman, okay? But he now steps foot on the national stage because he becomes every Trump supporter's congressman, okay? We have to put pressure on this congressman because where you see Gerald Nadler right now, he's the ranking member. He turns into the chair of the Judiciary Committee, okay? Nadler says incoming House Judiciary Chairman. Doug Collins will become the ranking member. Trump's new situation implicated in a crime, all right? Number 23, Trump's new situation implicated in a crime. And I'm going to bypass, let's go. He's from the House side, and he says on State of the Union, he says impeachment's on the table. No, they won't pull it off the table. And you got to understand, impeachment will come through that committee, right? I want to bypass, I want to go to number 25. And this is at 2:02 in the morning. First thing in the morning, Chris Murphy, Senator, Democrat of Connecticut. Trump's new situation implicated in a crime. There is Murphy, Chris Murphy, saying yes on the Senate side. And number 26, and I'm just showing you these for a reason, of 5 a.m. in the morning. First thing, this is the narrative of the day. Trump's new situation implicated in a crime. There is Mueller and Donald Trump. GOP and anxiety climbs with Trump presidency under threat. Remember, GOP anxiety climbed when they gave the green light for Robert Mueller. So all of you out there that are Republicans, all of you out there that are getting upset with me for taking Republicans to task, remember, Republicans had the Senate, have the Senate still, but had the Senate that day. Republicans had the House that day and the presidency. They're the only ones. Democrats could not bring him. Okay? Democrats could not appoint him. Don't forget it. Okay? That's Republican, all right? Number 27, we'll talk about it when we return. Same thing at 5:03 in the morning. White House Chief of Staff Kelly out at the end of the year, trying to cause turmoil at 5:03, chaos in the White House. So we'll talk about that when we return, and we'll wrap up. And don't forget, at 10 o'clock, it'll be time for Instant Replay with Dave Garner. And I'm for sure they'll talk soccer, so get off my back, all right? Take us a break.